Hi, I'm Dr. Divyashree Gangaraju. In today's class, let us discuss about functional foods, its definition, various types of functional foods, and how do they differ from nutraceuticals. The term functional foods can be used to refer to an wholesome food. If we include these wholesome foods as a part of our basic diet, it offers protection against various disease conditions. Can any food be called as a functional food? No. Every food cannot be called as a functional food. Why do we consume food? We consume food because it provides basic energy, right? So that the body can function better. We consume conventional foods or the normal foods as a source of energy so that our body can function better. Therefore, any food to be classified as a functional food, it should fulfill two criteria. What are those criteria? The first criteria is it should provide basic nutritive value. The second criteria is, in addition to providing the basic nutritive value, this food should offer specific health conditions. Any food which fulfills these two criteria can be classified as a functional food. Do you think the concept of functional food is new to us? No, the concept of functional food is not new to us and it's been around us for more than 2500 years ago. In fact, the famous phrase given by the father of medicine, Hippocrates, said that let food be the medicine, medicine be the food, emphasized the ancients' understanding of how ingestion of a particular functional food will contribute to a specific physiological function as well as contribute to the betterment of human life. This concept of functional food was first introduced in Japan in the mid 1980s, and post the introduction of the functional food concept in the Japanese government began to fund more of research programs in order to establish the correlation between how the consumption of a particular food will influence physiological function. He is Hippocrates, who is considered as the father of the medicine. He is the person who showed us the diseases were caused naturally and not because of superstition and God. And his phrase, let food be the medicine and medicine be the food, gives us the ancient understanding of how food can be used to treat specific disease conditions. So as I said, the concept of functional foods was first recognized and introduced in Japan in mid 1980s, and this led to an establishment of a law in the year 1991, what is called as FOSHU. FOSHU stands for Foods for Specialized Health Use. Any foods to be called as a functional food in Japan, the label should have a FOSHU seal. So this is how the FOSHU seal looks like, and the food to be classified as a functional food in Japan, the label should have a FOSHU seal. Now I hope the concept of functional food is clear to you all. Any food can be called as a functional food provided it fulfills two criteria. For the first criteria is it should provide basic nutritive value. Second criteria is in addition to providing the basic nutritive value, it should offer specific health condition. Therefore, any food which comes with this dual property can be categorized as a functional food. Like probiotics, wherein we have universally adopted definition given by FAO and WHO, there is no universally adopted definition for functional foods. However, there are various organizations which have given their version of functional foods, and let us discuss their definition of functional food. Among the various organizations, the first organization is known as American Dietetics Association, which is established in the year 1917. This is a non-profit organization of scientific society which later changed its name to Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics in the year 2012. This organization defines functional food as the whole foods, which includes fortified foods, enriched foods, as well as enhanced foods that have a potentially beneficial effect on health when consumed as a part of varied diet on a regular basis at effective level. The terminologies such as fortified food, enriched food, as well as enhanced food, we would be discussing in the coming slides. The second organization is known as IFT. IFT stands for International Institute of Food Technologists, which is established in the year 1939. Again, this is a non-profit scientific organization which defines functional foods as the foods as well as their food components that provides health benefits beyond meeting the basic nutrition. The third organization is known as ILSI, which stands for International Life Science Institute, established in the year 1978, which defines functional foods as foods that by the virtue of the presence of specific physiologically active food components, they offer health benefits beyond meeting basic nutrition. Please keep this terminology in mind, physiologically active food components. We will be discussing about this in detail in the coming slides. FDA, Food and Drug Administration, which regulates pharmaceutical drugs, doesn't regulate functional foods, and hence they do not give any definition for functional foods. The next organization is the Institute of Medicines of the US National Academy of Sciences, which defines functional foods as the food that encompasses potentially healthful products, and these foods might include any modified foods or the food ingredients that provides health benefits beyond meeting the basic nutritive value. The last organization is FFC. FFC stands for Functional Food Center, established in the year 2014, which gave its definition as natural or the processed food that might contain known or unknown amounts of biologically active compounds, which in defined effective and non-toxic amount provides a clinically effective as well as clinically documented health benefits for the prevention as well as the treatment of chronic diseases. So these are the various definitions of the functional foods given by various organizations. If you see, all of them revolve around the dual concept of functional food. So what is the dual concept of functional food? It should offer the basic nutritive value. The second property is, in addition to offering the basic nutritive value, it should provide health benefits against a particular condition. Now to summarize what we have studied, the functional foods are the foods which provides health benefits beyond meeting the basic nutritional demand. Now, how do they offer these specific health benefits? They offer these specific health benefits because of the presence of two key ingredients in their composition. What are those? The first one is known as bioactive component such as nutrients, which includes minerals, vitamins, proteins or carbohydrates which are required to offer basic nutritive value. And the second component in the functional food is known as non-nutritive components, which include specific phytochemicals such as polyphenols, prebiotic fibers, which do not contribute to the normal well-being of the function in terms of nutritive value. However, when we ingest these functional foods, because they are rich in non-nutritive molecules such as polyphenols or prebiotic fibers, they contribute or they affect one or more physiological function in the body. Now, I hope the concept of functional food is clear. They come with dual function and they offer dual function because they have dual molecules, dual category of molecules, of which the first category is known as the nutritive molecule, can also be called as a bioactive component, which offers the basic nutritive function. The second category of the molecules is known as non-nutritive molecule, which includes polyphenols or specific prebiotic fibers, which affects one or more physiological function in the human body. Now let us see how functional foods are categorized, or the various classes of functional foods. The first category of the functional food is known as a conventional food, also called as unmodified foods. These are the foods which have not been modified in any ways and they look as natural as they can be. The examples of the unmodified conventional food include whole fruits. Examples could be apple, As we eat apple, it provides basic nutritive value. In addition to providing this basic nutritive value, the apple will also have specific ingredients like prebiotic fibers, pectin, cellulose, which might offer one or more physiological health benefits. So that is why whole fruits like apple can be called as a classical example for conventional foods. Vegetables like carrot, rich in beta-carotene xanthophylls, aids in better vision, is again an example for conventional food. Grains, nuts, seeds, legumes, dairy. The milk can be a classical example for conventional food. Fish, as they are rich in omega-3 fatty acids such as EPA and DHA. Meat, protein rich, can be called as a functional food. Purple potatoes, because they are rich in anthocyanin, can also be called as a conventional unmodified foods. The second category is known as a modified food. What are modified foods? These are the foods which have been modified through one or the other process. The examples include orange juice, which has been added with an additional ingredient. Orange juice is a classical example for conventional food. It provides energy, right? And because it has vitamin C, it might offer few health benefits. In addition to the presence of its native ingredients, orange juice can be fortified with calcium in order to treat osteoporosis, thereby giving an example for a modified food. Omega-3 fatty acids enriched foods. Eggs we have enriched with omega-3 fatty acids is again an example for modified food. Fermented foods wherein you're fermenting with a specific probiotic microorganisms in order to have that specific health benefits. Yogurt can be an example for modified food. So these are the few examples of the modified foods. The third category is known as food ingredients. What are food ingredients? These are the ingredients which have been isolated from a conventional food and consumed with just this ingredient, or this food ingredients has been synthesized separately and then ingested. Examples of the food ingredients include indigestible carbohydrates such as pectin, inulin, oligosaccharides such as fructooligosaccharides, galactooligosaccharides. So these are the few examples of food ingredients which offers health benefits. Now, in the previous slide, you saw how the functional foods are classified, right? It is classified into three main categories. The first category is modified food, the second category is the conventional food, and the third category is food ingredients. Again, this modified food is further categorized into four different segments, which includes fortified food. What is fortified food? Fortified food is a food wherein you are improving the nutritive value of the food by adding an additional ingredient. One such example could be the fruit juices, which is being fortified with vitamin C. The second category is the enriched food. What is enriched food and how this is different from the fortified food? What do we do in the fortified food? We are adding an additional ingredient which is not originally present so that we enhance the nutritive value of that food. However, in case of enriched food, what do? We bring back the nutritive value of the food which is being lost during the processing condition. One such example would be enriching the white flour, milled white flour. During the milling process, what happens? Most of the vitamin B12 and the iron will get lost because they are highly heat sensitive. So now, once you have this milled white flour, you are adding these nutrients back so that you are bringing back the nutritive value of these food commodities. This is how the enriched food is different from the fortified food. In case of fortified food, you are enhancing the nutritive value, and in case of enriched food, you are bringing back the nutritive value of the food which is lost during the processing condition. The third category is known as an altered food products. What is altered food products? In case of altered food products, if any nutrient is reported to have a detrimental effect on human health, that nutrient is selectively removed and it is being replaced with an additional beneficial nutrient. One such example could be phytic acid. Phytic acid is reported to be anti-nutritional factor. It is called as anti-nutritional factor because ingestion of this phytic acid might hamper the bioavailability of most of the vitamins and minerals. Therefore, it is detrimental to human health. in terms of bioavailability of micronutrients. So thereby removing this detrimental ingredient such as phytic acid, and if you replace with a protein or a prebiotic fiber, you call that food commodity as an altered food commodity. The fourth category is known as enhanced commodity or enhanced food commodity. What do we do in enhanced food commodity? We naturally make sure the food commodity is enriched with so and so nutrient of our interest. How do we do this? We allow the food to grow under natural or a special growing condition. We allow the food to grow in a special growing condition, or a plant or a hen to grow in a special growing condition, and feed hens with a special food commodities like flax seeds or chia seeds, which is rich in omega-3 fatty acids. So now I think you got my point. When you grow these hens in presence of a special food commodities like flax seeds or a chia seeds, which is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, and when these hen lay egg, they produce egg which is rich in omega-3 fatty acids. So this omega-3 fatty acid enriched egg can be called as an enhanced food commodity. So this is the life cycle of the functional food. The functional foods can be a natural food, which is an unmodified food, or a processed food, which includes modified foods. It could be fortified food, enhanced food commodity, or an altered food commodity. And they're called as functional foods because they contain biologically active components which confer various physiological function. And when we ingest these functional foods in a defined, effective, non-toxic amounts, it provides clinically proven, documented health benefits utilizing specific biomarkers which can be used for the prevention or the management of chronic illness. Now let us see the few examples of the functional foods. Orange juice can be viewed as a conventional food. However, orange juice, which is being fortified with calcium and vitamin D, is an example for modified functional food. And the health benefits it offers is it promotes better bone health, thereby preventing osteoporosis. The next second example is the oats. Oats can be called as an unmodified natural functional food. They contain specific soluble fiber called as beta glucan, which has ability to reduce the cholesterol in the human body. The milk can be called as a natural unmodified functional food as they contain useful amounts of proteins, vitamins, minerals. Omega-3 enriched eggs, essential commodity food products. We have fortified milk being fortified with vitamin A and D as an example for the fortified products. We have fortified non-dairy yogurt meaning we have not used milk to produce these yogurt. Instead, we can use plant-based milks like almond milk, soya milk, or a coconut milk to make non-dairy fortified yogurt. We have fortified wheat flour, wherein the wheat flour is being fortified with micronutrients like iron and folic acid to prevent their deficiencies. The next category is nutraceuticals. The nutraceuticals can be viewed as beyond the diet or before the drugs. It's a combination of nutrient and pharmaceuticals which is available in a pharma form. What is this pharma form? These nutraceuticals is in a form of tablets, capsules, or powder and includes vitamin tablets, mineral capsules, herbal extracts, amino acids, or any other bioactive compounds. And they are marketed for their potential to provide health benefits. Similar to functional foods, they have ability to prevent or treat specific disease conditions, thereby promoting overall health and well-being. They are often available over the counter and they are considered as a dietary supplement. These are the examples of the nutraceuticals which one can see in a market. The lycopene is a physiologically active biomolecule which is present in the tomato, which comes with an antioxidant property, and the consumption of lycopene might delay aging process. We have omega-3 fatty acid, which is DHA capsules or the tablets, and this is vegan omega-3 DHA, meaning they are derived from algae, not from the fish oil, and they offer cognitive health benefits as well as cardiovascular health benefits. These are the various regulations for nutraceuticals around the world. In United States of America, the label given for nutraceuticals is dietary supplements, which is regulated by Food and Drug Administration. In European Union, the label given is food supplements, which is regulated by EFSA, which stands for European Food Safety Authority. In India, we have Foods for Special Dietary Use regulated under FSSAI, which stands for Food Safety and Standards Act India. In Japan, we have Foods for Specific Health Use regulated by Japan Health and Nutrition Food Association. In China, the label given for nutraceuticals is Health Foods, which is regulated by State Food and Drug Administration. The next category is dietary supplements. These dietary supplements are the products which are intended to supplement the diet with one or more dietary ingredient. As you see in nutraceuticals, you might have just one bioactive ingredient in a form of a capsule or a tablet, whereas in case of dietary supplements, you might see more than one physiologically active molecule. Similar to the nutraceuticals, they come with they come in various forms, which includes pills, capsules, tablets, liquids, or powders, and they are regulated differently in various conditions. And they are basically meant to fill the nutritional gap, thereby enhancing health and in order to provide specific nutrients that may be lacking in an individual diet. And it is very much important to note that these dietary supplements cannot replace diet, but they are here only to complement it. These are the few examples of the dietary supplements we can see in the market. We have calcium and vitamin D put together in one pill or a capsule, which promotes bone health. We have multivitamin tablets in order to promote overall well-being for women. The next category is natural health products. These natural health products are shortly known as NHP. It's a category of products that include wide range of molecules or the products which are made from the natural sources, which includes plants, animals, and minerals, and they are often used for therapeutic or the health enhancing purposes. Under the umbrella of natural health products, we have dietary supplements, herbal remedies, traditional medicines, even homeopathic treatments, and other natural remedies. They are basically marketed as alternatives or complementary therapies to a conventional medicine. The regulation, similar to dietary supplements and nutraceuticals, they vary from one country to another country. So these are the few examples of the functional foods and what are the benefits that they could offer. Oats is a conventional, unmodified functional food, right? How do they offer heart protective property? Because they have a soluble fiber known as beta glucan, which has ability to lower low density cholesterol, thereby reducing the risk of heart diseases. Yogurt or a curd can be called as a functional food, and the bioactive compound present in the yogurt is known as beneficial microorganisms, what we call it as probiotic microorganisms, which offer digestive and gut benefits. We have fish. Fish is a conventional unmodified food. Consumption of the fish will offer cardiovascular as well as cognitive health benefits, and the bioactive molecule present in the fish which offers these health benefits include omega-3 fatty acids, which comprises of DHA and EPA. Berries, blueberry, blackberry, they have antioxidants, vitamins, and fiber, which supports cognitive health function. Green leafy vegetables comprises of minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants, which promotes overall health. Turmeric as curcuminoids, which offer anti-inflammatory property and elevate joint pain. Green tea, which is rich in catechins, they promote weight loss. Garlic has allicin, which has ability to lower the blood pressure. Now coming to the examples of the nutraceuticals, we have omega-3 capsules, which might comprises of equal proportion of AHA and DHA. You remember in the previous slides, we saw fish as a functional food, and the fish offer all of these health benefits, that is lowers inflammation, promotes cognitive health, and lowers the risk of heart disease. Why? Because it has omega-3 fatty acids as a physiologically active compound. So now, instead of consuming fish, you can as well directly take these compound, that is omega-3 fatty acids, in order to see these health benefits. We have probiotic capsules or the tablets, which offer digestive health benefits because they improve gut balance and ecology. We have glucosamine and chondroitin sulfate tablets. These are the natural molecules which are present in the bone, which promote joint health and they prevent osteoporosis. But as we age, these molecules or the production of these molecules will decline, and hence the supplements are required to promote better joint health. We have melatonin. It's an hormone produced in response to darkness, which has ability to improve the sleep quality. Melatonin tablets are available which support better sleep. We have curcumin tablets, which contains curcuminoids, which promotes anti-inflammatory and antioxidant ability upon consumption, as and also have ability to reduce arthritis and other inflammatory conditions. You have Korean ginseng, which have ability to promote overall well-being. So with this introduction to functional foods, nutraceuticals, and natural health products, I conclude this session. Thank you.